Good afternoon, YouTubers, wherever you are in the world, whatever time it may be. It's, what time is it here? It's 2:15 in the afternoon. And I was looking at the news. I don't do reviews of the news and things like that really very often, but I was very shocked to see all this fire in Los Angeles. That is really, really shocking, and it's occasionally, I don't do politics or religion or anything like that, but occasionally you can't help mentioning stuff that's just like in your face in the news, and it's really frightening, isn't it?
It is.
I'm surprised that a city as modern as Los Angeles would succumb to this kind of fire, natural disaster.
I've been reading comments on the Daily Mail, and there seem to be quite a lot of informative people there. And I think this guy Gareth or Gavin Newsom, the one that was sticking up for Meghan, of course, not so long ago. Donald Trump has sort of kind of blamed him, but at the same time said he's a nice guy. I've worked with him before. And then this guy's done a really emotional kind of video. But then I was reading the comments, which are really interesting, and not that I know anything about it. A lot of people have said it's to do with the brush, cutting the brush back. There was heavy rainfall last summer, which created lots of green foliage, and over the year that's dried out and become quite dangerous. And some people have suggested it's to do with these green policies where they say don't interfere with nature. And really what needs to, the fire people have said, and there was one on the Joe Rogan show, have said it's a disaster waiting to happen, because what they would normally do is have deliberate little bushfires to burn it away, controlled.
Yes.
They'd cut it away, they'd take other precautions, but apparently sort of green legislation or green ideas have said no, let nature be. And hey presto, and these winds come all the time. But I mean, I don't know. I'm just talking out of complete ignorance.
Well, we get the bushfires here, don't we? We've had quite a few since
we get them a lot. We haven't had one actually, thank God.
We often thought about getting a house up in the campo in the countryside, and then people have been had to leave their houses because bushfires just go in the direction of the wind, and they've got the planes here in Spain as well that come and bomb the fires with water.
There wasn't
we've watched them pick up water in the bay, haven't we?
There wasn't one, as I recall, last year, but there was one the year before, because when I was doing the roof, I saw some smoke over by Tim and Conchi's, and I WhatsApped Tim and I said, are you aware that there's a bushfire? And they weren't aware at all. And it worked its way round Punta Canero, but it didn't quite reach them. But I mean, the images of this Californian thing, it's gone right down to the beach. It's unbelievable.
And it seems to be more than one fire, doesn't it? It's not just one fire. There's loads of little fires as well.
What I've read so far is it was started
arsonists.
Well, no, they've said it was started by accident, by a little fire in someone's backyard that then very quickly got out of control. And I suppose with the wind, it'll take a bit and start a new fire. And they're like, oh my God, another fire. And then the wind will take it another place. Oh my God, it's spread there. But we get it. And it's a natural phenomenon. It's supposed to happen.
Serious offence in Spain if you flick a cigarette butt out the window, not thinking. When you get caught, you get seen doing it and it causes a fire.
They get them in Portugal as well. I remember seeing them all the places burned out. But then unfortunately people have built their houses. Yeah,
but you think if you're a multimillionaire, you'd think you would be able to incorporate some sort of sprinkler system that would drown your house in such times.
Interesting, you should say
have a reservoir under your house, have a generator, backup generator in case the power goes down. I mean, these moments in time come very, very rarely, but the one time you need it, it's really good to have it. And if you've spent so much money on your house, I think a few sprinklers, enough to drown your house and make it really soggy.
Interesting, you should say that, because again, in the comments, people have said that. Someone who sounds like a firefighter has said, yeah, that's great, but in such a ferocious fire, that probably wouldn't make that much difference. And someone else said that one of the Kardashian sisters has just built a house and she's done exactly that. She's done her own bush burning and stuff and clearance and sprinkler system.
And I think it's important to have a decent amount of space between each house, because we've seen it in marinas, haven't we? We've seen boats go on fire. and they very quickly set fire to the next boat downwind. And we were just cutting away lines and pushing boats out into the middle just to save them from being burnt out.
Yeah.
And yeah, okay, you can...
it is a very built-up area in that particular place. And that was something else I read, that there were much stricter regulations about building in those kind of areas, and that over the years that's been relaxed. Yeah, you've got two houses very close to each other. It's like the Great Fire of London, isn't it? They have fire breaks now.
Well, they were all made of wood. In the days of the Great Fire of London, all the houses were made of timber. That's why you don't see so many timber houses in London anymore, because they all burnt down in the Great Fire of London. But yes, again, materials that houses are made from. I noticed in America there's a lot of houses made of wood. You know, and when they catch, everything burns, and you're just left with a chimney stack, aren't you? The chimneys at each end of the house. So I mean, in the UK, most houses are not made of wood; they're made of bricks. They'll still burn down, of course they will. The interior floors are made of wood, floorboards, and the likes. The roof, the attic, that's all wood. So I mean, unless you build a house out of concrete, which isn't very nice. Well, I suppose you could.
House in concrete.
House in
nice.
concrete. Didn't Bob Hope build a house in concrete?
Fantastic.
I mean, that
house.
wouldn't burn down, would it? It might get a bit singed and a bit.
I don't think it burned down anyway, because it's kind of in the middle of nowhere.
Well, nowhere catches fire as well, you know.
Yeah, it's well, you've seen it, haven't you? It's like in the middle. I don't know where exactly it is, but it's like in the middle of a lush green valley kind of place.
Yes, very unfortunate. And the situation has not yet been got under control, apparently, according to the news. So that's very worrying. So that's what we're thinking about today. Having just woken up, my time machine has arrived. I'll be making another video about that. My wife will be giving me her input. That'll be a video coming soon, probably on the other channel, but we'll see. Yes, so we'll leave it there. Good night, and may your God go with you.